C Boys, you already know.
And the Lions Den.
Lions Den. Rich Parker, the king, you already know. Salute. My dad.
When my brother brought hip-hop into the house, my brother, Mr. Walt, by the way, when he brought hip-hop into the house, that's when I started getting into hip-hop. Now, what happened was I seen him DJ at a block party, and you know, big brother's doing something, little brother is always jealous of the big brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my brother was DJing, and I was like, yo, but I'm better than him. What do you mean? And like that's how it all started. Is a little brother, big brother competition. I was like, yo, I could DJ better than my brother DJing. And I took it upon myself to be like, yo, you know what? Nah, you know, I'm better than him. What do you mean? Like, you know, copying what he did.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just went into play. He DJ'd, I DJ'd. He started producing, I started producing. Now, in high school, I was in Bushwick High School. You know, back in the days, the talent shows was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
And one year they said, yo, Evil Dee, why don't you produce the talent show? I was like, word? Okay, that sounds like a plan. Now, in my school, we had me and another dude that was nice with the music thing. But the other dude, I wasn't, you know, I was like, nah, you ain't down. Like, they kept us apart.
How come?
You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want us to join forces because it would kill everybody.
Okay, yeah.
So we, what it is when I got, you know, the talent show thing, I was like, okay, I could do that. So, you know, I went to everybody I know that was into music and was like, yo, I need you to be in a talent show. I need you to be in a talent show. And I produced everybody except for Homeboy. Because, of course, I put them in the talent show, too. But I didn't produce their stuff. But I produced everybody in the talent show. Because I was making beats at that time.
Okay. Yeah.
So...
You had an SP?
Nah, I didn't have... I had whack accord. I had Casio SK1.
Wow.
But
yeah.
I had a 4-track.
Right.
And I was looping stuff off, you know, turntable-wise to keep the beat going. And that's how I kept the beat going. And then I'll just go over it, do a blend of a bass line or whatever. Like, because the sampler the SK1 didn't sound clean. So, and I needed to have an oomph to it. SK1 didn't have that oomph. So I would just do everything manually by turntable. So we put together a talent show. There's this one dude in my school that, yo, this dude, every time I seen this dude, he had his Walkman on, and he was dancing. This dude was nice. So I stepped to him, I was like, yo, my man, I want you to be in a talent show. Yo, I can't do this talent show without you.
Right.
He was like, yo, I'll do that show, but I gotta have my partner with me rocking on stage. I was like, all right. He said, but my partner don't go to this school. I was like, don't worry about that. We'll get him in. Don't worry about that. As a matter of fact, you and your partner come to my crib after school, and we gonna make this happen. And the kid who I was talking about, the dancing dude, was 5FT.
Was 5MC?
5FT from Black Moon.
Oh, 5FT.
Yeah.
Oh, 5FT, okay.
And
you know, I always thought his name was like 5 footer, like 5 foot.
Everybody, yo, people, it's funny that people, I don't understand how people don't know 5FT.
Right, because you said,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, 5 comes to my house after school with his mans. Buckshot.
Oh, okay.
Buckshot was his partner. Buckshot and 5 are nice. They were some of the illest dancers. They danced at the Apollo. They was killing it at the clubs. Like, they was battling the different dance dudes that was out back then. Like, Buck and 5 was nice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Buck comes in my crib, and back then, my brother lived on the first floor. And, you know, that's where the music, the studio and everything was at. So they came in, and Buck looks around and sees the records. Because we had records all to the ceiling. He was like, yo, y'all got a lot of records. Then he sees the 4-track and the mic. He goes, yo, I rhyme too. I was like, word? All right, well, let's do this talent show. By the way, here's a tape of beats I made. And, yo, we did the talent show, popped off. Now, the dude that I had rhyming for me before, it was like the dude, he was in the talent show. What happened with him was he got on stage and froze. So that was the end of him.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, I need another MC. Like, and you know, this guy's not cutting it.
Right.
You're gonna get stage fright.
No doubt, yeah.
So, you know, it just happens that Buck, you know, I gave Buck the joint, Buck, 5, and my boy Finster. There's a group, Finster Bundy. Finster from Finster Bundy. That at the time was the group. Myself, Finster, 5FT, and Buckshot. Finster left the group because his girl got pregnant. You know, he had to do adult things. So he had to leave and take care of his responsibilities.
Right on.
So he left and did that.
Yeah.
And then he ended up coming out with a record. He had his solo record, Finster Baby,
Okay.
which was actually the first record I ever did. Is Finster Baby. And then he teamed up with my boy Bundy, and they became Finster Bundy.
Okay.
And they definitely did their thing. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was Finster left. Now the group is myself, Buckshot, and 5. And now back when we first started, all of us rhymed. I was horrible. That's why I don't rhyme. That's why I don't rhyme.
Okay.
I was horrible.
Okay.
But we all rhymed.
Right.
And it was like, you know, it got to a point where I was like, yo, nah, y'all are way nicer than me.
Right.
I'm gonna just hold this music down. And then the dancing kind of stopped, and they focused on rhyming.
What happened on the talent show with Buck and FT?
Oh, they killed it. Dance-wise, they murdered
They
it.
did? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they murdered it. Like it was a whole different situation.
Okay.
I don't think people remembered the MC that I had
Because
of them.
Wow.
Yeah, because they murdered it.
Wow. So, you met FT, you just saw him on the street or something?
No. 5 was in Bushwick High School with me.
Okay.
And I would always see him in school
Still
dancing. Like, we knew each other.
Got it.
We was cordial to each other.
Got it.
But when we did the talent show, that's when it got,
Together,
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. All right, so fast forward. So now Finster's gone. You said you're not going to rhyme anymore. You're
Yeah.
just going to deal with the music. And now it's just Buckshot and 5FT, right?
And myself, yeah.
How are we supposed to know his name is 5FT when we just think it means 5 foot like this? We just always thought 5
Because it
foot.
was written 5FT.
You know FT means foot.
I know.
Yeah, so
But when we did the first record, who got the props? Who got the props?
Right.
5FT, Evil Dee, and Buckshot.
interesting.
That was our first record.
That FT kind of like went past
It
out.
did, because a lot of people don't remember. A lot of people, for some reason, don't hear that.
Right.
I once listened to people singing it back,
Right.
and I heard somebody say, "Who got the props? Who got the props? Ba ba ba, Evil Dee and Buckshot."
Yes.
And I was like,
Right.
for the 30th anniversary
Right.
of Who Got the Props,
Right.
I wrote online. I said, you know what? For the 30th anniversary, I'm gonna tell you the chorus because most of y'all are getting it wrong. And I wrote it out, and it was ill because so much people hit me up like, I did not know that. Then there was a lot of people going, who doesn't know that?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not alone.
Okay. Nah.
And you know, the thing is, with 5, I feel 5 should have been out there more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, it's due to, and you know, like I always tell people like this, it's due to individuals. The only person that can hold you back from something is you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a dream to DJ around the world.
Right.
I've done it.
Right.
Well, not around the world, but I DJ'd a lot of places around the world.
Absolutely.
And
No question.
you know, I had a dream to do radio. I was on Hot 97 when Hot 97 was the hottest station.
Of course, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And making an impact when I was there.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, like, I'm living my dream.
Absolutely.
You know, and the whole thing is, you know, some people are hungrier than others.
Right.
And that's what happened with the case of 5FT.
5FT.
You know, 5 did his thing, but it was like he didn't put the force.
Get his name out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was he, I'm trying to think of some of the other songs. I really don't even remember hearing him rap.
No,
I just remember him
he
being
had solo
in the,
records. He had on the first album he had oh man, I'm forgetting names of my own album.
let me tell you, Act Like You Know.
Act Like You Want It, he's on
Act Like You
there.
Want It? Okay.
He's on Act
Enter
Like
the
You Want It.
Stage?
He's on the Posse cut.
Okay.
On
Boom,
You the Man.
You the Man, you the motherfucking man.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
He's on boom, boom, boom. Sun Get Wreck is his solo record on the first album.
Which one?
Sun Get Wreck, that's his solo
Oh,
record.
Sun Get Wreck, that's him?
On Enter the Stage.
Oh, yeah, God. That one? No, that one is...
No, that's Buckshot.
That's Buckshot, right?
That's Powerful Impact.
Powerful Impact. Who's gonna count it? Right.
He's on Niggas Talk. He's on Niggas Talk Shit.
Right. Niggas talk shit,
Yeah.
but it ain't my style.
And then on the second album, on Warzone,
Right.
he's rhyming more.
Got it.
And then the third album, he's rhyming more.
Right.
And the last album we put out in 2019, him and Buck are actually sharing duties.
Okay.
But Buck is more, you know, Buck got like, I think 3 solo cuts, 5 got 1.
Okay.
But they both are trading, they going verse for verse
Okay.
on there.
So Black Moon is pretty much still together as
Yeah.
a group.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, you know, Buckshot, 5, and myself.
Yeah.
Like right now, 5 is, I don't know, like 5, it's up to him.
Right.
What he wants to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's at a point where he wants to do his own thing.
Right.
So if he doesn't want to do it, then it's on him.
Can't force him, right?
Yeah.
Right. But Buckshot can hold it down.
Well,
pretty
yeah.
much, for the most part.
Me and Buck would have to hold it down.
All right. When was your last show?
Not too long ago. I'm trying to think when. It was not too long ago. We rocked, as a matter of fact, the last time we rocked was Buck's birthday,
Okay.
October.
In October?
Yeah.
Okay.
We rocked at SOBs.
Oh, SMPs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, was it a good crowd?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We always sell out SOBs.
Okay.
SOBs is like, you know,
Yeah.
well, you know.
Yeah. I used to love Sounds of Brazil. That place
Yeah.
is dope.
They
That place
redid the
is dope.
sound and they redid the stage.
Oh man, I got to get there this summer just for
Yeah.
old time's sake. Yeah. Wow. And if you don't want to touch on it, we don't have to. But what was your reaction to what happened to Buck though? You know, like just
What
a
the
little,
whole-
you know,
well,
like the
you
getting
know,
jump thing.
I'll just say this. At the end of the day, those individuals,
Yeah.
like they did some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 3 big dudes against 1 little dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, but yeah, it's you know, it's at the end of the day, Buck's good, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad to see that it's still
Yeah.
people are still like on some hurting you stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get past that.
Believe it or not, it's a part of life.
It's part of life. Yeah.
Like you're either gonna get hurt physically or mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So our pain is a part of life. So
Yeah.
we gotta deal with it.
Gotta deal with it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But too much pain sometimes, though, man.
Yeah.
Too much pain, not enough joy. You know what I'm saying?
True. True. Well, BeatMinerz was born. Nah. What it is, Mom. You know, of course. Here's something for you.
Yeah.
Before BeatMinerz had the name BeatMinerz, BeatMinerz was Black Moon Productions.
Okay.
That's where the name Black Moon comes from. Black Moon was originally the BeatMinerz name. Now what happened was my brother had an MC named DEA. And DEA, like me and my brother used to go record shopping at this spot, at this flea market in East New York. And they used to throw the records in the basement. And you go down the basement, and it's muddy, and it's dirty. And it's like, yo, you digging for records, and it's like flood water in the basement. See a dead rat float by. So we're in there digging for records. And we would come home looking like we did construction. So DEA seen us one day and said, yo, I'm gonna write a record, I'm gonna call it the BeatMinerz. And my brother was like, BeatMinerz, that's a dope name. And when my brother said that, it was like, yo, can we have the name for that Black Moon? He's like, yeah. Because before Black Moon was Black Moon, we was Unique Image.
Unique Image.
And then we call ourselves High Tech.
Wow. That's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And then Black Moon.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Black Moon just fits.
Oh, yeah. Now it does. Because if we would have came out in Unique Image.
Right. It seemed
Like,
very Luther Vandross. Yeah.
Or, ladies and gentlemen, High Tech.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Like, now that you look at it, it's like, yeah,
Right.
And then Black Moon is an acronym.
Okay.
Brothers lyrically acting, combining, kicking music out on nations.
Brothers lyrically acting,
combining, kicking music out on nations.
Okay. I don't think I ever knew that either.
Yeah.
But you got to be a serious Black Moon
Yeah.
fan to get it. Where are some of your biggest fans coming from? Is it Asia? Japan?
Yeah, Japan.
Japan, right?
Yeah, Europe. Russia.
Russia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Russia. We got fans all over, man, which is great.
Yeah. But that hardcore fan, like...
I would say Japan.
Japan, right?
I would say Japan.
Yeah.
Like Japan, they come out.
Right.
Like Black Moon only did maybe 5 shows in Japan.
5 shows in Japan, okay.
Yeah, but I used to DJ in Japan every year.
Wow.
And people would come out like
Crazy.
bananas. Even me and Walt, we used to have the BeatMinerz Japan tours.
Oh, right.
We had the BeatMinerz Japan tours for 10 years straight.
Wow. Now, BeatMinerz is a production company, or
Yeah,
and a DJ company as well.
Well, every producer's a DJ.
Right.
And me and my brother started off DJing, so
Okay. Okay.
so it's like a lot of people want to hire the producers now. Yo, the producer come DJ, and so we always was doing parties anyway. So
Right. Y'all do parties together, obviously.
Yeah.
BeatMinerz.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking you had Daddy Kane.
of course,
You had
Big Daddy
Special-
Kane.
Yeah, but I want to hear which one was like, you feel like moved the needle real big for Brooklyn and hip hop.
I'll tell you right now, Kane.
You gonna say
And I'm
Kane?
gonna tell you why I say Kane, because Kane, number one, Kane created a movement, you might as well say. When Kane came out, it was like, you know what I'm saying? And this dude also, I don't know if a lot of people, well, they know it now probably. This dude's one of the best ghostwriters. He was
Absolutely, is.
ghostwriting rhymes for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? This dude, ghost rhymes, he wrote ghost rhymes for Curtis Blow.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is one of the best ghostwriters.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Kane is that dude.
Yeah.
And the thing about it with Kane, at one point, Kane was ahead of everybody. Like, he was like the whole pimping thing. Like, we as street cats, not street cats, we as dudes from around the way, at one point, we didn't understand Kane. And we was like, yo, he's into that, I don't know what he's doing, he's bugging. But look at now, he's way ahead of himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I think what flipped on him at that time was the Madonna thing.
Yeah, well, it did, but it flipped on him for a sec, but he still was
And
rhyming.
the Don't Curse outfit.
Yeah, the Don't Curse outfit was bad. God rest his dead, me and Mr. C had an argument about that, about the whole Kane legacy.
Right.
But I told him, I said, yo, you know what? But at the end of the day, we got to say, this man was ahead of his time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like when LL came out,
Yeah.
and he had the Panthers on his cover and the models.
Right.
Oh, he's soft now.
Yeah.
Like, nah, this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was ahead of his time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. So 90s, of course, big, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
90s, yeah, I would say big.
You say big?
I would say big.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Over Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Over Jay-Z?
Yeah, no disrespect to Jay-Z, though.
No disrespect to Jay-Z.
I would say big over Jay-Z.
You think so? Okay.
Because Big he was Kane in the 90s.
Okay.
Ghostwriting mad people's stuff. And, you know, this guy was kind of getting at it. If he would have lived, trust me, he'd have been out of this world.
Right.
But he was kind of ahead of his time, too.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay. What about these 2000s? Who you feels like the heavy-hitter coming out in 2000s?
Oh, wow.
It's gentrified?
It's kind of gentrified rap. I don't know. 2000s, I would give it to, trying to think, what's this dude's name? Can't
Lux?
think.
Lux?
No. It's somebody I'm thinking about. I can't remember their name right now.
What song did he sing? Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but 2000s right now. The problem with
So in other words, you're kind of really saying like the culture might be kind of like in like a comatose stage if you can't really.
not like
select it
I
there.
could think of a group, but you're not gonna know who they are.
I mean, it's cool though. I mean,
It's a group called Loaf Music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I
What
think
about Joey Badass? Is he-
Joey. Oh yeah, Joey Badass, of course.
All right.
Why not the Joey Badass? Yeah, Joey Badass, of
Joey
course. Like I'll give it to him.
Okay. Yeah, I give
Yeah, I'll
Joey
give it to
Badass.
him. No matter what we all go through, we're all family at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to. Like boot camp, BeatMinerz, it's a family thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Let me